Welcome back. Before the break, we calculated the price for 3 kilograms of cheese. The second question now, how many kilograms of cheese will Sipho buy with 350 rand? And the second question is round off your answer to 2 decimal places. So with this one, we are having 2 questions, remember. So when you answer these types of questions, you need to have your highlighter or a pencil so that you can highlight or you underline the questions that you need to answer. So let's answer the first question. For us to calculate how much will Sipho buy with 350 rand, we take 350 rand, we divide it by the rate of the cheese, 79.99 rand per kilogram. And then as we divide, we can divide together so that we can find how much cheese or how many kilograms of cheese will Sipho buy. So let's divide now. We take 350 rand. Let's press the calculator together. And then we divide this by 79.99 rand. So I hope you can see that the answer that we get on the calculator is 4,375546943. So now I did not write the entire answer. I just wrote part of that, the decimals, and then I'm only having the 3 decimals with me in here now. Remember, we've calculated, and the second question is to round off the answer to 2 decimal places. I hope you still remember what rounding off to 2 decimal places mean. It means we need 2 values after a comma. Then to round off and have 2 values after a comma, remember, because we need to round off the second decimal place, we'll then look at the third decimal place. And then you check the value of the third decimal place. Now that the value of the third decimal place is 5, therefore we are going to round up. And then as we round up, or as we adjust the 7 upwards, then we are going to have 4,38 kilograms. So that is the kilograms of cheese that Sipho will buy. Okay, now let us practice what we've just learned. The first question, Taki has bought 2 kilograms of chips for 35 rand. What is the cost per kilogram? So when we say the cost per kilogram, remember you have the cost and then we say per kilogram. The word per can as well be related as divide by the kilograms. So now, because it's cost per kilogram, we will first take the cost, which is 35 rand, and then we divide it by 2 kilograms of cheese. And then as we divide, let us press the calculator together. We are having 35 rand divided by 2. I hope you have your answer. The answer I'm getting now is going to be 17 rand, 5 per kilogram. I want you to take note that I said when I explained at the beginning that per means divide by. So this per can as well be expressed as this line that I've just indicated, so that you can see that it's a comparison of one value to another one, which is the comparison of the cost of the chips to the weight of the cheese. Okay, question number 2. Hence, determine the price he would pay for 5 kilograms of cheese. I'm sorry, of the chips, not the cheese. Now I said the word hence means use the previous answer. Remember, the examiner will not tell you that use the previous answer. You should just know that hence means use the previous answer. So we will use the previous answer now to calculate the price he would pay for 5 kilograms of chips. So because now we want to know the price that he will pay for 5 kilograms of chips, then we can take the 5 kilograms of chips and we multiply it by the rate, which is 17.5 kilograms, or 17 rand, 5 kilograms. So now we can calculate together. Let us press the calculator together. 17.5 times 5, then we get 87 rand 50. So this is the price that he will pay for 5 kilograms of chips. The other thing that I want to address is that as we do the rates, it is not, I know that once you see the rent, you would like to add a 0 and make it the currency. So now, once when we work with rates, actually, it is not necessary to put that 0. It is only necessary when you do your calculations, because now we have calculated the answer on the calculator is 87.5. So if it is 87.5, remember, in South African context, the rents have got 2 decimals after a comma. So if you have comma 5, we add 0 and we have 50 cents. Let us move to the second question. Nhlanhla bought 2.5 kgs of maize meal for 39.99. And she saw another advert for 5 kg maize meal of the same brand for 89.99. What is the cost rate of 1 kg of maize meal that Nhlanhla has bought? I want you to have a look at this. We have she has bought the 2.5 kgs of maize meal. Secondly, she saw an advert. Now the question is about the one that she has bought. So now to calculate the cost rate for 1 kilogram of maize meal that Nhlanhla has bought, what we can do now, we are going to say, because she has bought the 2.5 kilogram at 39.99. Remember, when we talk about the cost rate, we are saying is the price, divided by the cost. So we are going to take the price 39.99 because the question is asking about the one that she has bought. This is the one that she has bought. And we divide it by 2.5 kilograms. So now let us calculate the cost rate. We are going to say 39 rand. I hope you are pressing the calculator with me. 39.99, and then we divide it by 2.5. So the cost rate that we are having is then 15 rand 9.996 per kilogram. Please remember that when we calculate the cost rate, we don't have to round off. Basically, because the cost rates are used as they are. But when we calculate the amount, then you need to round off according to the South African currency, because in grade 10, we are only dealing with South African currency. You can have your glass of water. I will see you right after the break.